What's up, everybody? Meriden Gaming here, and we're back for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Tank Showcase and Review. Sadly, I had to skip the Tier 6 because there were no replays, because a lot of people don't really play the German light tanks. Ask that Leopard. But thankfully did have one of the Tier 7, the Spähpanzer SPIC. So, yeah, this thing is trash. On paper, is one of the absolute worst light tanks in the game, except for its view range. This can get one of the top view ranges, or the highest view ranges possible in the game. Up there with the Panzer, which is, it's strange. These things, this one and the Tier 10, actually I think the Tier 8 and Tier 9 are the same way. Like, the rest of the stats are just meh or garbage. But the spotting range, and you can get the camo up there decent too, but mainly that spotting range. Being able to see stuff in bushes further away than they can see you in a bush. That's what you have to kind of focus on with these things. It's not doing damage with these things. It's all about assistance damage. So, yeah, I can show you the armor profile, but yeah, it's horrible. You got like 10 armor. Tier 5s are going to go through you with HE. I mean, you got to look at that 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It does have a good gun depression and aim time, but honestly, I don't think you're going to be shooting all that much. Anytime I've seen one of these and they shoot, they get torn up immediately. So let's get over to the comparison. They're going to be compared to the two French tanks. And of course, I play on the North American server. These are the ones I see the most. But yeah, you got the autoloader, because a lot of people like autoloaders. And then, of course, moving up to the mediums and the autoloading light tanks that are not wheeled. Then you have the wheeled vehicle. And I know, I hate facing these things just as much as you do, but they're so fun to play. Have you tried doing a barrel roll and shooting someone at the same time? It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, they are kind of ruining the game, but at the same time, if if you're just completely over the game, you've been losing a bunch of games, just play one of these, you'll have a ball. They're awesome and annoying. And then the setter, for people going for the Manticore, this thing has really good gun stats compared to a lot of other stuff. So it works pretty well. And then the LTG, for those people going for the LT100 or T100 LT from the Russian line, which is considered the top non-wheeled vehicle. Alright, so DPM. Not great. Penetration, pretty good. But when you're going to be facing Tier 8s and Tier 9s with an penetration on your gold rounds of just around 200, yeah, 210, and they're heat rounds. Not great. What I end up using my gun for is for tracking people out in the open. So I end up running these because trying to damage tracks, they're going to absorb the heat rounds, and they don't really break them off all that well. So I end up using the AP rounds quite a bit. Then we get down to aim time or reload time. Not great. Not the worst, but of course this is because this is an autoloader. So your rate of fire kind of abysmal. And also shell velocity on the standard rounds, 630? That is like several tiers lower. But anyway, ammo capacity, you can carry a few rounds of each of the different types. You definitely want to carry some HE for resetting the cap if the enemy gets to your cap, because you can definitely make good use of your camo and stuff to do that without getting spotted. Aim time, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Anything around 2 is good, especially because you're going to wait for your shot. This is one of the few tanks where you're not going to be sitting there just snapping shots off. It's going to be very occasional, trying to track someone out in the open, or trying to reset a cap or something like that. You're not going to be using your gun quite so much, or at least all the ones I've seen of people playing this, and when I play it, I don't use all that much at all. But, that being said, gun depression of 10, so you can peek over those hills, and then use your camo in those bushes to be able to hit just about, any angle you want with this thing. Speed, like I said, kind of mediocre, 58. Same with the setter, but the setter has, better gun statistics. So You can get into position, but you have to be very careful, especially if you see EBRs on the enemy team, because they will be able to spot you by just driving around in circles in the middle of the map. Yeah. Alright, then we get down to armor. Like I said, yeah, this thing has no armor. You are literally a pincushion if the enemy sees you. Actually, no, you're a ball of fire because they are going to fire HE at you. And then camo. Yeah, horrible compared to everything else. Even the EBR has better camo than you. How sad is that? But 390 view range. We can get this thing up pretty high. So, what are we going to look at for our skills? You're going to want 6 cents. Just full stop. 6 cents every light tank. 6 cents. Have to have it. Then concealment. You have to have concealment, especially on this tank because you have such low armor. You want concealment. So you're going to do 6 cents on your commander, concealment on the rest of your crew, and as soon as you got 6 cents, concealment on the commander. You can try to go for smooth ride and snapshot, but honestly, I don't think you're going to be shooting all that much. The main things you want to focus on, Brothers in Arms. Actually, you probably want recon and situational awareness before you get full Brothers in Arms, even. Or you could go Brothers in Arms in those two, but yeah, those are the skills you're going to want. 6 cents, concealment, Brothers in Arms, recon, situational awareness. That is what this tank shines. Okay, so 2 trains of thought here. You can either go for max camo or you can go for max view range. What do I go for? Max view range. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so max view range. And then I want to say you could use, if you absolutely wanted to, nope. You could technically go for a bounty optics if you wanted to, for the experimental optics. But honestly, I prefer the binocs. They give you a much better view range overall. You can go with camo net. That's going to get us up to like 45-ish, I want to say. You can also go with low noise exhaust. It depends on how you play your tank. If you're going to be moving a lot, you want the low noise exhaust. If you want to be sticking in a bush, camo net. Technically, you could run both. So it gives you even more camo in that bush, but then also when you're moving, your camo's not bad either. But the other option is, of course, vents. That kind of gives all your stats a little bit of an improvement. It's kind of really up to you on how you want to run this. But that's the way I run mine. So that gets us to a total of view range of 547.53. Now, if you didn't know, the way this works is after I want to say max is 454. For every 10, it removes 1 point of camo, or 1% of camo from the enemy tank you're looking at. So with this being not quite a full 10, actually no, I think it is, or no, yeah, it's not quite a full 10. So it's going to be 9% of their camo gone, just straight off the top. So you're going to be able to see them in bushes and stuff a lot further than they'll be able to see you. Camo does not look right. Oh, because I clicked this thing wrong. Here we, nope, dang it. Start again, camo. Improvements, there we go, save. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, camo, 43%, not great, not bad. These other ones you'll be able to get higher, but as long as you're in a bush, you should be pretty good, especially since you have such a high view range, you're going to be able to see those guys. Now, if we wanted to set events, it's going to make your view range go down just a hair. If you absolutely want to maximize your camo, you can throw that on. It gets you a few more points of camo, but more when moving. That's the main thing here. And then, of course, we'll also have the option, going to be ridiculous, of using those too, which it's mainly for whenever your view range. Oh, that doesn't work right. I could have sworn someone told me you could do that, but yeah. And most of the time, I'm going to go vents, honestly. That's going to be the best option here. So, max view range, 547, and then your camo of 43.53. 0.55. Give me camo, not so great, so you're not going to want to move around quite so much, but you should be able to stay in a bush as long as there's not DBR. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over to the gameplay. We're going to be watching Heavy 999, which is kind of funny because he's playing a light tank in his SPIC. Alright, so I've not watched this, we'll see. I'm assuming he doesn't have a camo net or binocs though, because those would show up past your little things, so you know when they activate. Typical light tank spot. Still far enough back that he can pull below this hill in case the light tank gets a little bit too close or he gets spotted. Sadly, the other light tank has gone into a further bush, but I suspect our SPIC, because he had like all of the whatever you call those field mods done, he has probably a much higher view range, I would suspect. The other light tank didn't even spot him through there. Already down one tank, their T-20 and now their T-34-1 have already been destroyed. That's not great. A great start. Yeah, he's already mad at the T-71. He's like, you saw me here, why did you pull up next to me? Yeah, I don't get that. Some people are just jerks, to say the least. There's multiple other locations that T-71 could have gone to. It looks like the T-71 is spotted, so probably not going to be a problem very much longer. There you go. That's the problem with pulling that far up. I suspect this light tank on the side probably saw him. A T-120 or a 122 TM moving up. We already got 1,000 spotting now that the other tank is dead. May not be very riveting gameplay if he literally sits in this bush this whole game. Oh no, he took a shot. Shots fired. Was not spotted though. Interesting. It's interesting that he actually took a shot though, because most of the time I do not see people use their gun at all. This thing. He didn't hit. Oh, he's like, does he see me? Does he see me? And he fires over you at something else. So, nope, he does not see you. That's the most annoying thing about being a light tank is you can spot all the enemies, but if your allies do not click that little left mouse button, you don't get any damage. He's already up to 323 or 3,232. I mean, assistance damage. Just be spotting people. I guarantee you he's spotting that Gyptica. And that dude's just like, who is spotting me? Every time I move, I'm getting spotted. This guy, right here. So the 122 is moving in. Although he's facing a T-2064, which as long as the T-26 uses his hold down position, he should be fine. Except for artillery, yep. It's the point where if someone was telling me that they were like these Stripticas and stuff were getting spotted all the time, I would be blind firing this location with the RD. Because that's one of the best things you can do is take out their eyes. If the enemy can't see your tanks, yeah. Oh, he has spotted the enemy light tank. Actually, the guys up on the hill might have spotted that. Doesn't look like they hit it though. 25 T-2064. That's what I'm saying, like the stats on this are not great. I'm surprised he didn't move from here though. how long that reload is. Don't think he hit that. But no one's really close enough to spot him, so that's a good thing. But yeah, as you can see, gun statistics not great. Even though he's fully aimed in, none of his shots have gone where he was aiming. I'll decide to relocate, see if you can find a better spot. This is also a good spot over here. This is where the other tank probably should have come. That way they have eyes across the entire middle of the map. And he's spotted. Gotta be very careful. Thankfully, it is kind of a small, squat tank, so he's not going to be... The enemies, other than the artillery, are not going to be able to hit him. And make sure he's unspotted. Moving back to his original location, it looks like, or maybe he's going to go up on the hill this time. And now he's giving that 122 something to think about. Because the 122 does not know if he's still in that same location, or so he's going to be more apt to not try to move up for fear of getting spotted. Spot across the center. It's safe for him to do this now because his heavy tanks have already killed everything on top of the hill. So now he can try to spot stuff in these in the back trees, so they can move around the entire side. He's gonna go right up here. You can tell that an TD had a nest here because they knocked down all the trees. I could try to keep these trees in between him and the enemies. Yeah, this is what playing a light tank is all about. It's knowing when to move up. Yeah, you gotta be careful. He's spotted. He's gotta be very careful because stuff down on the field will be able to take shots at him. Round, come back up. This time, because there's two trees in between him and the enemy did not see him. Now he's gonna see him. Actually, he may not have gone unlit. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. He was not unlit. And you have no armor, so they're gonna go through you no matter what type of rounds they use. And this one has that interesting gun where it kind of moves independent of the actual turret, kind of up and down. Spähpanzer, it's kind of like the Rinoceronte, actually. I believe it's the one that the heavy tank that's got that similar style. Yeah, he's moved into a slightly better position where he's not going to get spotted, but he can spot the enemies. Just if his allies can get into position to shoot them back. Currently at 3,600 spotting assistance damage, and none of his shots have either pinned or done damage, or even hit what he was aiming at. Put the guy in the tree. Oh, now he's spotted, but there's a couple shots into him. Those TDs have been waiting for him to make a mistake this whole time. He's gonna take a walkabout, get outside of view range, or get outside of being spotted. Try to come back for this last game here. Spotted again. This is a really good location here, as long as your allies are up to where that progetto is. You shouldn't be able to get fired from down below. I can spot it that time. He was just taking a blind fire at him. Down. Oh, there went another one of theirs. Now what's interesting is you'll see that he is reversing into stuff so that he can take off straight ahead faster. A lot of people, a lot of light tank players, especially with the ones that have the turret at the rear of the tank, will use this tactic. I know I use it a lot with the setter. You see, he's just trying to blind fire the general direction. There you go. Nice, he got a kill. The 3800 spotting, 500 damage. Nice. Taking out the artillery. Looks like the enemy AMX is over towards their cap. And now they've got the Challenger and the Super Hellcat, which was near the SPIC. The Challenger has not been spotted yet. Ooh, can he finish off this light tank? I doubt it. Nope. Didn't have to. You can tell the TVs have been in this area quite a bit because of all the knockdown trees. PvP. Tried to sneak a shot in. Alright, the Challenger has been spotted. Tried to snap that shot in, didn't quite get it there. I'm gonna move down through this little pocket of lake and then come up into those trees. I suspect that's the play I would go for here. Spotted the Super Hellcat. He actually has shots on him. First aim in and oh, actually hit this time. That's the problem with this thing is that dispersion makes it a little difficult. Yes, now he's just gonna pull up to this building and spot because he should be just on the other side of this building. One of these buildings. There he is. You can actually shoot through this window. Nice. Artillery finishes it off. Alright, well let's go ahead and get over to the statistics of the game real quick. Right. So, Ace Tanker and Spotter and Patrol Duty because he moved around quite so much, or moved around quite a lot. So yeah, a total of 5,500 assistance damage. That is awesome. That is, he was making sure those enemies were lit for his allies the entire game for sure. Did get that kill on that Eagle. But yeah, if we actually look at how many times he took shots, 14 shots. Oh, actually more of them hit, they just didn't pin. Only 4 penetrations. Yeah, so the gun, not that great on this thing, but, you know, you can make it work in a pinch. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. If there's a specific tank you wish to see next, just leave that in the comments of the most current tank review video. I record about 3 in advance, so it'll be a few episodes before it comes up. But this is Meriden Gaming, and I'll see you on the battlefield.